Zoom room where we have the executive director of the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority, Ray Topasna. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Chris. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. Good to see you. I guess we took a little bit of a cooling down period because, man, you were just all over the headlines last.
Ay, ay, ay.
I guess first off,
Not by choice.
are you
Right,
getting
yeah.
a raise?
Well, that's entirely up to the board. The board ratified a salary increment tied to my performance evaluation. I believe there's a board meeting this Friday. Yeah, there is a board meeting this Friday, and it's entirely up to the board. They fully conform to GURA's personnel rules and regs. A lot of concerns were raised by the Guam legislature, by the OPA, but the board did what it was legally bound to do. So that's all I can say about that.
So we just got to wait and see Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I didn't vote. I'm not on the board.
Right. But I mean, I remember when the revelation came out that they'd ratified it, that you had come out and said, oh, the timing isn't right. I mean, everybody came out. And so we can't definitively say if that raise has been tabled. I know it hasn't officially, but, just wondering.
Well, in all fairness to GURA, the board, the 100+ employees that work here, our total operating budget personnel costs is about 6.6%. You're not going to find that anywhere in Gov Guam. So to cry wolf or cry foul that some of us may make a little bit too much money, yet our personnel costs amount to 6.6% versus some autonomous agencies that are up in the 69, 75% or higher. I'm not going to throw the other agencies under the bus. I'm just saying we operate very lean. In totality, I sign off on about $112 million worth of federal contracts, and with a staff of about 102 employees. So it is what it is.
Nice.
And there's a lot of discussion or a lot of comparison about why should you get this. Why should you get a high salary? What about the custodian or the janitor? There's and the OPA even said that we're not certified technical professionals, but rather just political appointees. What I think people are missing out there is there are personal liabilities for taking the helm at the housing authority. I have to sign off on documents totaling $114 million. So if I make a mistake, I'm going to be held to account. I could be charged like the previous executive director who pled guilty.
Right.
It's not just a matter of, to suggest that the governors, because there's a vetting process that the ADALU went through to hire people at all the respective agencies, particularly the key ones like GURA and the airport and the port. And to suggest that none of us are qualified, that we're just political hacks is really unfortunate that anyone would make that suggestion, because the bottom line is we're responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in my particular case in federal grants. So if I'm signing off on things that are not proper or inappropriate, then the feds are going to hold me to account like they did the previous administration. So
Sounds like you still got a lot of fighting you left on this one, Ray.
no, as long as the board is satisfied with the work I do, as long as the federal authorities, HUD is satisfied with the work I do, the employees that work here, and the families that we serve, it really doesn't matter what people say or what our elected officials say. If it's just personal attacks, I'm not going to even respond to those personal attacks. I'm not going to dignify that with a response. I'll just say, for the record, I've not lied. I have no reason to lie. I'm not running for re-election. And everything I said, and I did a presentation to the legislature. We had a roundtable meeting last week that took 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I did a PowerPoint presentation, and I just laid out all the facts.
Oh yeah. Let me just tell you, I had a bone to pick with your PowerPoint presentation because you repeatedly had said that there was misinformation in the media, but I was like, don't shoot the messenger, because what you said was misinformation was merely quotes from the public auditor. So I wasn't sure if you just were throwing out the baby with the bathwater, or you were trying to specifically target KUAM because we kind of did the stories on it. But I'm sure I'm sure you know that we were just relaying the message that BJ had gotten. So I kind of didn't appreciate that.
Well, actually, Chris, I mean, and I have to commend Jason. Actually, zoomed into our board meeting and actually did a fair story of Gura. So, I want to commend Jason for that. So no, it's not the media. I said statements in the media. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm attacking or I'm responding to or pointing blame at KUAM or anybody else for that matter. I'm saying some of the statements in the media are it's not even misinformation, it's disinformation, because it's intended to bring irreparable harm upon the organization. And I tell you, I'm not the one doing the work here. I'm just the captain of the ship. So when elected officials or other people point blame at the hard work the GURA employees are doing and saying that they're not doing well enough, I take offense to that, and the 102 employees that work here take offense to that, because we come to work every day, even under PCOR 1, and we try our best.
Right.
And to suggest that we're at the verge of a third-party receivership, I just saw DOE on the but prior to me I have documents to show the complete opposite. We're not at the verge of a third-party receivership. That's more crying wolf, and there's no wolf.
Wow.
To suggest that we have a bad audit, and I have 3 certified public accountants that work here. I just made an offer Friday to a certified fraud examiner to come join our team. So I would actually have 3 CPAs, and if she takes the job, and a certified fraud examiner. So I would have 4 certified professionals on our accounting team. So to suggest that we have a bad audit when Deloitte and Touche did the audit and did a presentation to the board and said something completely opposite, again, more crying wolf. And
So you're calling BJ a liar?
no, I'm not. I'm just saying we have professionals that would suggest otherwise. There is no receivership
Right.
Coming down the pipe.
Ray, can we just run down I wanted to catch up with a few other issues with you before we let you go, because man's backing up here. Can you update us on the Homeless Council, Agora's role in that, and then also on upcoming Agora projects? And then I understand you have an update on this whole Section 8 thing that involved Congressman San Nicolas. So if you just run down the line, knock those out, and then we'll get you on your way.
Okay, as far as the again, the Interagency Council on Homelessness that was reconstituted by and led by the Lieutenant Governor of Guam, and it meets weekly every Thursday at about 11. And we've done so much since we started meeting as a council. Just recently, I reported that we're in the process of providing a permanent home to 4 persons with disabilities that are currently housed at the emergency shelter, the Global Dorm Shelter in Mighty. So, the positive thing in all of this, and this is what we're really proud of, is we actually see light at the end of the tunnel. There's, I believe, 80 some individuals, some children at the shelter, but GURA's already taking the necessary steps to provide permanent homes to some of these individuals, particularly those that are a higher priority, such as families and persons with disabilities. So in the coming days, I hope even by this week, we'll be able to house as many as 4 of them. We housed another one just a week ago. But we're chipping away at the numbers. It's a lot more than I think than any previous administration has ever done. This is the first administration that actually put together a homeless shelter, an emergency homeless shelter, and now GURA's taking it to a different level where some of the residents at these homeless shelters will actually be provided a permanent home. When I say permanent home, either Section 8 public housing or one of our other housing programs.
Okay.
And as well, we have
go ahead.
the mortgage relief program that will be launched, I believe, this week by the Guam Housing Corp. We partnered up with Guam Housing, and that mortgage relief will see as many as, I think, 207 mortgage holders, low to moderate income. We would pay down as much as 3 months of their rent, so I mean, of their mortgages. So, you know, we're very concerned that some of the folks, after losing their jobs, may be at the verge of even losing their home simply because they're not able to make those mortgage payments, and we'll hopefully be able to help in that regard.
What about the Section 8 issue with Congressman Nicholas?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be careful what I say about that. I can just say that I referred that matter to our attorney with the instruction that based on the legal opinion from the Attorney General's office, that somebody would have to pay that back, whether it be Gura or the landlord. But someone would have to pay that back. So we're pursuing civil action on somebody in order to recover those costs so we can pay it back to HUD.
And how much are we trying to recover, Ray?
Right now, I can safely say about $83,000, but then something else has been brought to our attention, so it could be almost double that.
What was brought to your attention?
Well, I can't say right now until our attorney has done a further investigation into the matter. I can just safely say that it may be double that.
Wow.
Oh. Are you guys open real quickly? Officially?
We are not open to the public in terms of face-to-face or
Okay.
person-to-person, by appointment only, but we continue, our essential functions continue. We still have to pay our landlords, several hundred of them. We're still making payments to each of our tenants, utility reimbursements, and you know, we still have to pay our employees. So that component continues as well. We respond to all emergencies at our public housing and Guma Tranquilidad, and you know, housing 750 families plus 50 down at Guma Tranquilidad really means there's a lot of times the toilets back up or there's a plumbing problem and we have to respond. So we try and do it as safely as possible.
Okay. Thanks for the updates, Ray. Sorry, I wish we had more time, but I got to move along to this next one, and then we got our candidate segments.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ray.
you guys stay safe.
You too, Ray. Okay. Ray Topasna, Executive Director of Gura. Let's keep it going here. Give our sanitizing duendes a little time.